Hey, it's me. I hope you can see me. Hope you can hear me. I know I've got my top off again, but apparently that's what fucking makes people want to see your fucking videos or some shit. So, look, I'm 5'9". This morning I weighed 77 kilos. So I'm not a big dude, but I'm in pretty good shape. I'm 53. And what that says is type 1 diabetes. So I'm a type 1 diabetic, have been for, I don't know, nearly 30 years, ever since I got a vasectomy. And I think that triggered a whole bunch of shit. So if you're out there thinking about getting a snip, don't do it. It's a thing they never talk about for many reasons. We all probably know why, but we're not going to talk about it on this in this little video here, but you probably know why. Anyways, there's only 3 things I want to talk about today, just quickly. Listen, it almost doesn't matter what you do. The reason I called this channel the Movie Star Body Transformations, or MBT, was because I was always fascinated by how the stars got in shape. So Wolverine, Deadpool, all those guys, James Bond, how did they do it? And what you find is there's no one way. There's a whole bunch of ways. Like I watched the movie, the making of 300, you know, Leonidas and all those Spartans. And what you found was Leonidas didn't do what all those Spartans did. So the Jim Jones thing, and there's a guy who's a mountaineering guy getting people in shape. And that's no criticism, because I watched those videos like thousands of times and I thought his training methods were superb and everything else. But there was one little thing that they always put in at the end, and they kind of go like blah, blah, blah. And then it's back to all this fucking kettlebell shit and plyometrics and all the rest of it. I'm gonna jump on this side quickly. And I think the most important thing that they almost never fucking talk about, and I don't really know why, but he just mentions it once, Mark Twain, once in one of his videos, is this number here. 1,800 calories. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. So you think they're like, it's all this, it's plyometrics, it's kettlebells, blah, blah. But the most significant thing they did was lose body fat. And how did they do that? By restricting their calories. And here, for me, MBT now, I'm in my 50s. And all I could say to you is, it's low or no carbs. Okay? It's as simple as that. And I'm not saying you can't have a blowout. So Sunday I had a blowout, you know, cake, cookies, donuts. I'll almost eat whatever I want on that day, that one day. But for the rest of the week, especially because I'm type 1 diabetic, all I can say to you is, I know, because I have to put insulin in the tank, I get cramps, I get bloating, all sorts of issues, all sorts, kidney problems, all the rest of it. Eyesight issues, and everything is caused by this, carbs. And all I would say to you is, if you're over your 40s, I did CrossFit for years, ran a box, and I ate what I wanted. I like a whole loaf of bread, ate till I was sick, a whole, you know, large pizza. I always sort of was proud of the fact that I could stuff my face and then just train, and kind of never got fat. Always a little bit, but I could always squeeze and get, you know, a shadow of a 6-pack, and I wanted to get as big as possible. Whereas now, I probably look bigger than I am, simply because of this. And I don't really count calories anymore. All I know is I have Greek yogurt, tiny bit of honey, some cacao powder, some mascarpone cheese for fat mixed in with that, and then I have 2 salmon fillets for breakfast. I have no idea how many calories that is, but that's a lot. And then I have some lunch, maybe some chicken, some sauerkraut, and then maybe for dinner, I'll have some more fat somewhere, avocado, some roast chicken, maybe some vegetables. That's it. And if I can do that for 6 days a week, I'm cruising at nearly 10% body fat. And that's why I wanted to show you, like, so think of it this way. When you're in your 20s, you can be heavy. When you're in your 30s, you can be the heaviest you ever want to be. When you get in your 40s and 50s, you want to start going the opposite way. You want to get a little bit lighter, a little bit leaner. You want to maintain your mobility, maintain your flexibility, maintain your functionality as best you can. So I still do things like squat, a full squat. And the reason for that is, yeah, I could probably leg press, but I like the fact that I can squat. And you know, I do pull-ups, I do some body weight exercise, I do dips. Those are all mobility issues for me in certain joints that I like to keep as best I can. So yeah, so that's my video today. So look, there's a whole bunch of dudes out there. They're all on fucking gear. Every fucking single one of them are on gear, and they're geared up to their eyeballs. And so it's irrelevant for me, because it's no point in me following a guy like that. I can't get there. And I saw it in CrossFit boxes all around the fucking UK when I was there. You know, guys, we were all natural, and guy would walk in, he'd be at fucking 88 kilos doing handstand walks up and down the gym. We were like, how the fuck do you get there? And the reality is you can't. You can't. Like, people say, oh, it's just a little, like Dana White, oh, it's just a little bit TRT. No, that's it. That's the secret. That's the difference. Like maintaining a high level of testosterone, it's a drug. It's why it's fucking banned in the Olympics. Everything else is just bullshit. But you can get close. All I'm saying is, if you're so low carb that you're thinking, look, I'm on death's door, then you can add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of carbs. Where it comes from, the body doesn't fucking care. If you want a Mars bar a day, that's your carbs. Eat a Mars bar a day. And there'll be a lot of people out there going, yeah, look, I'm type 1 diabetic. I know. My body can't tell between a fucking sweet potato and a fucking Mars bar. There's no difference whatsoever for me. All right? Hits my sugar, hits my bloodstream, I have to take the same amount of insulin. Okay? So just have a think about it. And if you can do it just low carb, no carb, just do that. And if you're hanging out, it's because you're not getting enough fat. And that's going to be really weird for you. Like, I have a big slab of mascarpone cheese. It's like fucking 30% fat or something in that cheese. And I have that with Greek yogurt in the morning. And at first I was like, oof, but I know if I have enough fat, I don't crave carbs. And the reason for that is I'm looking for energy. And there's only two things I can really use for energy: carbs or fat. And fat is way better for me at metabolizing and easier to get into my energy systems than carbs do. Because carbs, what happens is, if I think, oh, I've got too many carbs, it's very hard to know how much carbs you need, I start storing it as fat. All right? And it's just not as effective for me. So have a think. And I'll just try to be honest with you guys as much as I can. Look, it almost doesn't matter what your workout routine is. If you're hitting the gym 7 days a week, if you're hitting it 4 or more, 5, perfect, 2 days off, then it almost doesn't matter. And I think the guys on 300 kind of prove that, because they were doing some pull-ups, they were doing some fucking push-ups, they were doing some burpees, and then he was getting to make him do all that shit. And the tiny little thing that he said he was non-negotiable on was their fucking diet. So they could have done almost anything. And what happened is, when you see the transformation over the weeks and months, you realize they get toned. What they do is they're in good shape, but they lose a lot of body fat and they tone up. All right, the muscles start to pop a little bit. So all I'd say to you is, look, if you're trying to get big, yeah, you have to do calorie surplus. But when you get into your 40s and in your 50s, you want to look good naked. You at 50 years of age, you want to take your kid off and someone goes, oh, holy shit, from the neck down, he looks like he's 25. And that's the truth. No one would do CrossFit if they didn't see all those jack dudes doing it, and they look great. All right, so you want to look good naked, you want to look like a movie star, you can in your 40s and 50s, but the key to it, and you don't want to fucking hear it, well, it's tough shit. The key to it is this. It's not saying 1,800 calories, I'm saying low or no carbs. And maintaining that is easier than trying to figure out what your fucking calories are. All right? If you go low or no carbs, so a perfect example is the Atkins diet. People are stuffing their face with thousands of calories a day and still losing weight. The reason for that is your body metabolizes it very well. So get your nutrients in, get your micronutrients in. That's what I mean by your vitamins and minerals. And then get some fat in you, get enough protein. Whether I'm whatever, 77 kilos this morning, whatever that is, 170 pounds, I take 170 grams of protein during the day somewhere. And that's it. And just do that and work out. Be consistent. Lift heavy shit. You know, lift heavy shit. Don't lift a lot of different routines. So for shoulders, I did flies today. That was it. Seated flies, fucking heavy. Go till you can't go no more. Back, I did pull-ups and bent over rows. Go till you can't go no more. That's it, done. Pyramid up, that's it, done. All I do for legs is squat. And I get enough volume in that to have some pretty decent quads on me and a decent pair of glutes, which you see a lot of guys these days, they're fucking deadlifting and they got no ass. I don't know what's going on. All right. So look, it's MBT, Movie Star Body Transformations. And the reason I call it that is because I was always fascinated by that. I watched that video, those videos 1,000 times. So how do I look like that? How do I look like Leonidas? And you look like Leonidas by this. And then it almost doesn't matter. Then you work hard in the gym and you push it, but you don't need to be throwing up. You need to be lifting heavy shit. Lift heavy shit and dial your fucking diet in, and you will transform. Even later in life, in your 40s and 50s, you can still do it. In fact, I think it's easier as you get a little bit older, because I didn't have that. I got all the time in the world. You don't. Your health is important now. What you do now will be what 10 years time, the repercussions of that. So get on it now. And if you have any questions, then of course, ask away. Thanks. Bye.